Okay, 6.4, property insurance. So you have to have insurance on your property in order to not lose everything. So it's called homeowners insurance, and it protects you against certain risks. The premium is the amount that you pay for it. So when they say your homeowner's premium, that's just what it costs you to have homeowners insurance for the year, or 6 months. Sometimes they charge it every 6 months. There's also renter's insurance. This is kind of important to have if you have really anything of value. I personally didn't have it when I was going to college because I really didn't have anything of any worth. But if you lived in a place that you were renting and heaven forbid something happened and it burned down, you basically walk away with the clothes on your back and you don't get anything else. So if you have things that are worth it, I would get a renter's insurance policy. So some things that are covered by your homeowner's insurance is the house, the garage, the contents of your home, additional living expenses. So if you can't stay there, they would pay for you maybe to rent another place or possibly to stay in a hotel. Personal liability. So if somebody gets hurt on your property, say you have a trampoline and someone gets hurt, your homeowner's insurance would cover that. And then medical payments to others. Again, if people get hurt or things. Sometimes there are certain things that you can have that your homeowner's insurance won't allow, like a trampoline or certain breeds of dogs. So make sure that you are careful when you get homeowners and understand what is covered and what is not. There are some other options you can add, but they cost more. If you travel a lot, you could have loss of luggage. Certain policies could cover that when you're traveling. Replacement costs. So this would cost you more simply because, say you had a couch and it cost you $3,000, and 10 years down the road, your house burns down. Well, that couch is not still worth, I can't even remember what I said, $3,000, okay? It's not worth that anymore. So they would only reimburse you for the amount that it's actually worth, not to buy you a brand new one. This kind of a policy would. But again, it costs more. If some items like jewelry and expensive entertainment systems, computer systems, may not be covered by a basics policy, you might have to have an additional insurance, and it's sometimes called a rider or a floater. So make sure that you're clear on your homeowner's insurance. So we have Ryan, and Ryan insured his house for $89,000 at an annual rate of 51 cents per $100. We need to find his premium, or what does it cost him to have insurance. Okay, so we're going to find out how many hundreds he has. So we could do the 0 cross out. So 890 units at 51 cents a unit. So 890 times 51 cents is $453.90. So he would need to pay that every year, as long as it stayed at this, to insure his home. Okay, then we have renter's insurance. And there's a little chart, and this is on the extra paper that you have, if you have it. This is a chart showing the cost of renter's insurance based on how much you say your stuff is worth and how far away you live from a fire station. And if you can imagine, it's obviously cheaper if you live closer to a fire station because they can get to you faster. So Casey rents an apartment that is 4.1 miles from the fire station. So he's going to fall in this category. So we're looking at this one. He insures its contents for $10,000. A computer system he owns is also insured, but at an extra cost of $27 per year. What is the total premium he will pay for this coverage? So first of all, he's doing it at $10,000 and he's less. So we're going to go $129, but then he needs to pay the $27 extra. So $129 plus $27 is $156 for renter's insurance per year, which isn't bad if he's truly got $10,000 worth of stuff. You know, his house burns down. That's not a bad deal. So, okay. Collecting on insurance claims. So you have to file a claim when something happens on your property, and then someone will come out and they'll decide on the amount of the loss, and they will pay up to the face value of the policy. Your basic policy usually contains a deductible. So if something happened, say somebody was on your property and they broke their arm, and it was a really bad break and they had to have surgery anyway, and say that the bills were about $10,000. If you have a $500 homeowner's insurance deductible, you have to pay the first $500 and then they will pay the rest. The problem with insurance is usually when you make a claim, your insurance goes up just a little bit sometimes. So be careful in making claims. Okay, so collecting on insurance claims. So your policy has a face value. So this one has a face value of $30,000 with a $1,000 deductible. How much will your insurance company pay if your loss is $7,800? So we can see that the loss is less than the face value, so they're going to cover the loss, but you have to cover the deductible first. So the $7,800 minus the deductible, so they will cover $6,800 of your claim. Okay, so having co-insurance, and that's kind of what it sounds like. It's like you and the insurance company are sharing responsibility for something. So it's probably going to be a little less expensive than just full coverage. It says if the co-insurance carried is less than 80% of the insurance policy, the insurance company will only pay a fraction of the damages. So you take the face value of the policy, divided by how much you have to have in co-insurance, and multiply it by the amount of loss, and it will tell you how much they'll pay. So if we look at this one down here, and you can see it, the value of the building is 50% and the type of policy is 80%. So we're going to go and we're going to multiply 50,000 by 80%, and so 40,000. So basically they're covering $40,000 of your 50,000, okay? So then we're going to come in and we're going to do this face value of the policy. So the face value of the policy is 24,000. So we're going to go 24,000 divided by, because it's divided by the required amount. So they're requiring 40,000. Okay. And then we multiply that by, multiply that by the amount of loss, which is $7,200. So when you do this, it becomes a decimal. So we divide it by 40,000. So they basically are going to cover, if you move this over, that's 60%. So their amount that they are going to pay is $4,320 of this $7,200 damage. So then you would have to pay the rest. So that's kind of how co-insurance works rather than just having a deductible. The assignment is page 234, 15 to 29, and 42 to 45 all.